Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Taboo. My name is Vlad Ferraro.
And I'm Mia Drevniak.
In our show, we will open the taboo subjects that people are too uncomfortable to talk about. Please remember to tweet any questions or comments to us, and we'll read as many as we can before the end of the show. Today we bring in to the viewers at home international taboo subjects, followed by an exclusive interview with Samantha Young, a psychologist from Coventry University. We're going to discuss hidden thoughts behind food, so stay with us.
Each culture is different, that's why people have varied understanding when it comes to taboo discussions.
Europe in particular is known to have more of a liberal attitude towards taboo subjects. Would you agree with that, Mia?
I don't know, Vlad. Let's find out from our correspondents in Amsterdam.
Should be sold like an object for profit. That I believe that women are people deserving of self-respect, and that I don't believe that it's the kind of thing. I don't believe the human body can be bought and paid for. I don't believe a human body can be bought or paid for. I don't believe women are objects to be bought and sold.
Wow, that was amazing, Mia, don't you think?
Yes, it really was.
A large percentage of people tend to think Amsterdam is the only place that holds a liberal attitude towards sex and drugs. Do you agree with that, Mia?
Well, here in England, there appears to be a lot of liberation towards sex. Particularly here in Coventry, prostitution is still happening here, especially walking down the street late at night. You may see the goings on.
Well, it's funny you say that, Mia. We have a nice lady who's willing to talk a bit about her experience within prostitution.
I got into the industry from Tracy. We were like friends from an old job. We filled out like loads of forms, like what would I do, what would I wouldn't do and stuff. And then she set me up with my first client like the next day. And that was literally it. Like it was really casual, like it wasn't really formal, it was like normal to her, but then once I realised what we were doing, it wasn't the most normal thing. I literally thought it was just a job. I didn't really see it as selling myself. I just saw it as it's make good money from low life people who really think that I like them and make them believe that you like them. And it was fine for like the first few months, and then you kind of realise like what you're doing. I think when I went to Amsterdam, I saw them more like on the red light district, and I seen them what they were doing, and I was like, I was much happier doing it my way than their way, because they're like publicising themselves, everyone walks past and see them. But I was always really secretive, so I didn't really see it as a problem. Like, there's always like 80% women, 20% men. I mean, we did always try and recruit, but they don't make as much money, so they don't want to do what they have to do. I don't think this is going to sound right, but I think women are more open-minded. They don't mind what they have to do. However, although men just think more, they'll just sleep with them. It's like, but then they wouldn't want to do it when it's like some really fat old lady or something. But when it's a woman, they'll just have to do it because they know what they have to do.
Well, I think that answered your question, Vlad.
Well, it certainly did, Mia. I think it's time to welcome to the show our guest, Samantha Young.
Hiya.
Welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. At work. We haven't got too much time, so I'm gonna go straight in with some questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay. We've been looking into sexual liberation here today on the show, but now I'd like to focus a little bit on my favorite thing, food.
Okay.
What type of food stimulates our sexual thoughts?
There are several foods which can stimulate, an increased sexual libido and have certain connotations towards sex. Oysters, known as one of the most famous aphrodisiacs to have. Also chocolate, which probably explains why a lot of women eat chocolate. It's quite good.
So why do you think we associate them in this way?
We have done for many years. Stems, back in all the Greek paintings and mythology, you often see them being served food in a sexual way, to Cockney London slang where it's always meat and two veg. We've always kind of held these connotations and links between sex and food.
That's interesting. Makes sense now. Thank you very much, Sam. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Now let's have a look at what our followers on social media think about the topics we've raised so far. Asa is asking us, I hear you know self-defense, Vlad. Could you show us how to defend ourselves? Yes, we can. And we're going to do that a little bit later. So stay with us, Asa. Also, Din is asking us, at what age should you stop having children? That's a tricky question. I don't know, Din. Probably when you're too old to see them growing up. That's all with the comments, I think. Yes, that's all. Now Mia will ask our audience in the studio about the food with sexual meaning.
Hello.
Hello there.
Have you ever thought about food as sexual?
Well, I do love food, but not in that way. However, I have read some very strange things on the internet. Turns out there are people who are sexually aroused by having messy or wet food on them.
Oh, that's interesting. What about you? Have you ever thought about food as sexual?
No, but I have a friend called Jevons who gets sexually aroused by chicken nuggets.
Oh, that's funny. And what about you?
No, it's a completely new thing to me. I've never really heard of it before.
Oh, so that was first time when you heard about it, right? Okay, so maybe you heard about any weird phobias with food?
Phobias? No, except for some of my friends being scared by pineapples, but that's just strange.
Okay, what about you?
No, not food.
And?
It's mostly just people are scared of what producers put in their food, but nothing really about a single item of food.
Okay, thank you for your answers. Now let's go back to Vlad.
That was great, Mia. Thank you. Due to the growth of sexual liberation in Europe, we have decided to show our audience how to defend yourself against a potential rape. Mia, if you'd like to step forward, please. So you're going to be the attacker, and I'm going to show you how to defend yourself.
Okay.
So can you go for a punch?
Okay.
So I'm going to block you here. I'm going to grab your wrist, push your elbow, and kick you out. Do you want to try on me?
Okay, I can try.
So I'm going to attack you now. That's it. So you grab the block, grab the wrist, push the elbow, and then knee me out, or you can run away and do whatever you want. And we've got a bonus. We're going to show you how to defend yourself against weapon. So let's say you've got a weapon in your hand.
Maybe this.
Okay, if you want to use that, that's fine. So you're going to come and stab me, and I'm going to put my hand on your wrist on the interior, and I'm going to slap you on the exterior of your hand.
Okay.
So try it.
Wow.
It's not too hard. You can do it as well. Let's try again. Without a banana this time.
Just like that?
Yeah. So one hand here, and then you slap with the other hand. And it's naturally that your hand can't grab anything if you do this.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that was all from us. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.